London behind the postcards. We decided to do this video not only because we love London as a destination, but also because Diana had just had a trip there and she did some pretty cool things. So we thought, why not just put out a video and talk about it? Welcome to our next episode of Wavering Wayfinders. And today we are talking all things London. As usual, I've got my guest here, Diana, and co-host.
Hello, how are you?
Good. And so I took a different take to it. I decided, what are we going to look at? We should look at places that are known but not too well known. So, because in today's day and age, it's hard to find anything that's given as a hidden gem. So, let's see what we're able to come across. I had Shoreditch, Brick Lane, and the Sparshall Fields. East London is evolving, and it's sort of that place where history meets the future. It's a cultural area per se, and it has loads of different communities such as the Bengali, and also a massive street art and vintage clothing area. Sparshall Fields Market is a market site with over 350 years. Today it's a hub for independent designers and unique global food stalls. So if you're into finding new and old clothes, independent owner-run businesses, this would be the place for you to shop. It's also very ethical. They focus a lot on supporting ethical businesses and local businesses as well. Shoreditch is probably where you would go if you want to find some of your vintage stuff. It's a perfect area for shopping, eco-conscious again, and very well used recyclable fashion. You can also go to the Barbican Center, which is a brutalistic architectural haven. So think great for photos, and you can often find galleries and indoor gardens. It's just a very beautiful place to go in terms of architectural contrast. So you get to appreciate these raw, cool, and often overlooked not so touristic, but places that you wouldn't expect to see on your traditional London tour. Columbia Road, there's an amazing flower market off Columbia Road. What I would say is that this is on Sundays though, so you'd have to time it right to get your opportunity. But even if you don't make the flower market, it's a great place to have a Sunday coffee and sit down. The next thing I sort of went into was looking at hidden views and tranquil escapes. One thing that we would know about London is that it's a beautiful place to walk, and there's lovely places that you can walk alongside, and I'm sure Diana will go into detail on some of those things. I'll just add a little bit of things or tips that you could use. A lot of people end up thinking about going to the London Eye because you get that full 360 view of London. But how about going to the Monument of the London Fire, which is only about £6 to get to the top of, and it will give you a full 360 view of London as well. There's also Sky Garden, which is London's highest public park. That's free access as well. So it's housed in the Walkie Talkie building. So if you know what that is, you know. If you don't, you can just give it a Google. It looks like a little walkie-talkie or a big walkie-talkie. Yeah, so what about you? I know that you did some really cool activities.
Yes. So I went there just for a couple of days. It was a really quick getaway, so I didn't have enough time to take it all in. And in fact, the day after that I came back home, I was like, you know what? I really want to go back to London. I mean, just for the Tower of Bridge, and the walk near the River Thames, and especially the food. I was like, you know what? I might really go back there, even if it was a quick trip. I really enjoy it. When you go to London, you need to know that it's super expensive. So my tips and the things that I done are mostly free. And the only money that I spent was on food because I'm a big foodie person, and if I need to spend money, it's better with a good food. So this is the only reason why I spend money for me. So my first suggestion is to just visit as much as possible the museums because they are free, and London is full of museums. There is the British Museum, there is the home of over 80 million artifacts, and it is one of the greatest museums in the world. And you can go there and see the Rosetta Stone and Egyptian mummies and the Pantheon maples, and I think that is super great. And in the middle of the British Museum, there is this library that is just beautiful. Like, it's a circular library, and you enter and you can have a 370 degrees of just books around you, and I think it is just breathtaking. Then there is the National Gallery that is located in the Trafalgar Square, and there are a lot of masterpieces by Van Gogh, Da Vinci, Monet, and Turner. And when you go there, I suggest to go there during the afternoon. So when you go outside, when you walk outside, is sunset, and you can see just the tower of the Big Ben and the color of the sky of the sunset, and it's just a beautiful landscape. And also another museum that I suggest you to go and visit is the Victoria and Albert Museum, and when there is a collection of art, design and fashion by the Renaissance culture, and also the Natural History Museum that is nearby. And it is so iconic for the amount of animals that there are there, and especially the section dedicated to dinosaurs and mammals. Those are my favorite part, and also the most visited part, because they are simply so interesting to see. There are a lot of big skeleton. If you love nature and see a lot of animals, I think that is a stop that you need to do. And then, of course, there are also other things that you can do without paying, and there are the iconic attraction of London. So you can go and walk through the St. James Park to go to visit the Buckingham Palace. And if you are lucky, you can see also the changing of the guard. But you need to check the hour of the changing of the guard, because unfortunately I didn't saw it, because just right when I arrived, they were gone away, sadly. So I know that around 4 p.m. in the afternoon, they are not there anymore. And during Sunday, sometimes they are also there. So yeah, it's better to check to see when they are there, so you can take a picture of the guard with the horses. And I think it's so iconic. I mean, when you think about London, we were talking before that when we think about London is red buses, red telephone boxes, the black taxis, and also the guards. Another thing that you can visit for free is the Westminster Abbey, and also see the Big Ben and the Parliament. Then you can do the South Bank Walk, where is the London Eye. If you want to go to the London Eye and take a ride, well, you need to pay around the 30 and the 30 pounds. It depends actually on the time of the hour, because if you go during sunset, it costs more than during the day. But you can simply enjoy the city also by walking the South Bank Walk. There are a lot of performers, like a lot of musicians, acrobats, and also a lot of little spots where you can eat, like crepes, waffle, gelato. There are a lot of places where they sell you gelato, and I don't know why in this period gelato with the cold. I don't know. I don't eat gelato with cold. I think when it's cold, I want to eat something warm. So I'm more like, if I can, I eat crepe during the cold weather and not gelato. But there are people that like also gelato in the cold weather.
I feel like you've got a very good view on gelato, having been Italian as well. Like, there is some rules that we have to follow when it comes to gelato. So I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I have many friends here in Italy that they also eat gelato during the winter. Yeah. I'm not that kind of person. Like, I want warm food during winter, but whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree completely.
Another thing that you can do for free is to visit the Hyde Park and the Kensington Garden, and is one of the green part of London. You can walk there also all morning or all afternoon because it's really big, and you can also enjoy having afternoon tea because in the Hyde Park, at the end of Hyde Park, there is this little restaurant and hotel that offers you a really fancy afternoon party. If you have the chance, do it because then you have all the view of the Hyde Park that is super beautiful. But if you want to still have an afternoon party, you can do it like everywhere. There are a lot of cafes that give you this possibility. And I think that if you go to England in general, having an afternoon party is a must. Like it's one of the things that you need to do it because it's just iconic, drinking a hot tea and having some scones and cream. So yeah, it's worth it also. It's also worth it because it's one of the few things, English things that I think that are good when it comes to food, because a lot of traditional English food is not that good, at least for my taste. I don't know about you, but
I agree. If you had to choose between Italian cuisine and English cuisine, I think Italian wins. Though with dessert, as you said, with the scones, the high tea, they do have some pretty nice desserts. I'll give them that. Yeah. I'll give them sweets.
With the sweet, they are good. I have to say, I have to admit it. And I think that in London, I ate one of the most delicious carrot cake I ever eat in my entire life. It was simply perfection. And sometimes like I've been there the last week and I really want to eat again and I dream about it. Like I want to go back to eat again that cake.
So when it comes to desserts, the English have got you.
Yeah, exactly. Also, London is so global that you can eat whatever type of cuisine you want, from Asia to Africa to Latin America. Like there is everything. In Chinatown, you can not only eat Chinese, Japanese, and Korean, but you also can eat Vietnamese, Taiwanese, any type of cuisine you will find in London.
It's worth it to visit even if it's just a foodie tour.
Yeah, exactly. But there are many ways that you can still enjoy London, and one of them is by also take a cruise and see all the Thames, and also take a tourist walk tour, but dedicated like to Harry Potter type of views, or also the legends that there are in London. So as we said before, London offers you a lot of things because London is a mixture of charms and chaos. Like when you arrive there, you are in awe of everything that you see because there are so many things happening at the same time, and you're like, wait a minute. I can't handle all the things that are happening. So yeah.
Absolutely. I think you've pretty much covered it there, and I would say that London has a little bit of everything. There's well-known touristic spots that we probably haven't really mentioned, but I'll just go and mention one. Camden Market, everyone knows about it. It was great as a local spot back in the day, but it's still great. You can still enjoy these places. And if you're into the pub culture as well, the Mayflower pub located in Bromley is a favorite pub for its great views. You mentioned the food. Food is really good in Chinatown. And of course, if you're into the arts, you can always do the Globe Theatre, where Shakespeare hosted some of his plays. So there's a lot to do. And if you're into sports, I mean, we're talking Emirates Stadium for Arsenal football fans, Twickenham for us rugby fans, Wimbledon for Tennis fans, like there is literally the Olympic Stadium as well is a great place to visit from the 2012 Olympic Games in London. So there is absolutely loads to do in London.
And you said before Shakespeare play, but also if you go to the West End, there are so many shows that you can watch, like from Harry Potter to The Wicked, The Lion King. There are so many shows that you can choose and take one and just go there because it's an experience. It's just the Broadway, but European, and I think it is just beautiful. For a person that really like this type of things, I walk beside all this theater. I was like, oh my god, I'm in paradise.
And that's the thing, just a little bit of everything for everyone. I mean, if I was to give my number one recommendation for London, it would be to have a cycle around the place. Grab a Lime scooter, a Lime bike, and enjoy it at first just for free. See what you want to see, and then pick what you want to do around. Because at the end of the day, the motto of traveling is more of life seeing, witnessing a global city in its messy, brilliant, and authentic glory.
That's for sure. That is a good tip. And when we come to tips, we also have some tips for London because, as we said before, London is expensive, and if you can, it's better to just stay in the center with your accommodation. If you can find something cheap, because it's nothing is cheap in London, and if you can, why not? Also, the transportation could be expensive, but if you do, it depends on how many days you stay there. But if you stay for more than 2 days, it's worth having a Oyster card. Like you can save a lot of money because there you just pay a quantity of tickets and then you can use it how many times you want. No, it's not the same. But if you want to not spend a lot of money, it's better to use in the contactless payment and not buy singular tickets. Singular tickets cost you a lot of money. It depends on where you go, of course, because if you go outside the first circle or the first area, everything costs a lot more because the ride is longer. But if you stay in the center of London, everything is just a little bit more economic. What I suggest to you is to also do the experience of taking the double-decker buses. There are a lot of double-decker buses, and you can just take a ride for 1.5 pound. That is super cheap, and just go on a double-decker buses and take a tour of the city. Simply. The other tip that I want to give you is the fact that the weather in London, in general in England, can be unpredictable. So always have with you an umbrella, comfy shoes, because you never know how much you're gonna walk, and especially a raincoat, because there is windy and maybe it's not rainy, but there is this small rain that could be a little bit annoying. So, umbrella, comfy shoes, and a raincoat, that is the thing that you should always have in your backpack. And also bring with you an adapter, because the electric socket is different. And maybe maybe you don't know. I just say, to be sure, bring you an adapter. Even though there is some trick and you can still use the European plug, but you never know.
Yeah. We've got to be safe. Yeah. We've got to be safe. I would say one tip I might add there is if you're looking for an authentic English meal, which would be the fish and chips, don't get pulled into a tourist trap. Everywhere you go in London, you will be able to get an authentic fish and chips. So just bargain hunt for the best price.
Yeah, that's for sure. I eat one. Well, it was nothing special, actually. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I went to a tourist trap, and I need to give a try to another one, because I know fish and chip could be like good, really good. Because I mean, it's not
Yeah.
that difficult. It's just fish and
Yeah.
chips. So good. I don't know how you could do it wrong, and especially it's fried. Everything fried is good. That
Yeah.
that is a rule.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, true. Yeah. So I think that pretty much covers all the tips we have for your travel to London, and it is definitely worth it. I would say if you can book anywhere from a short stay up to a week in London, you will be more than entertained with your time there. So yeah, book your trip.